Hello, boys and girls. It's so nice to see you. Today, we are going to read a story called Good Families Don't. Now, this is a book about farts. So, if you don't like fart books or fart poems, then this might not be the lesson for you. But if you do, have I got a great book for you. Good Families Don't, written by one of my favorite authors, Robert Munsch, and illustrated by Alan Daniel. And here's the family. And here's the giant fart. Are you ready to start? All right. One night, Carmen walked up the stairs to her bedroom. There, lying on her bed, was a great big purple, green, and yellow fart. She ran down the stairs yelling, "Mommy, Daddy, Mommy, Daddy, Mommy, Daddy, there's a fart up on my bed!" And there's Mom and Dad. "Don't be ridiculous," said her father. "Good families like ours do not have farts." Nevertheless, he walked up the stairs to see what was going on. When he opened the door to the bedroom, the fart jumped on him. He said, "Ah, bleh, ugh," and fell right on down. He's getting attacked by the giant, ugly, smelly fart. After a while, Carmen began to wonder how her father was doing. She crawled up the stairs very slowly, looked over the top step, and saw her father's feet sticking out from underneath the fart. It got him. So Carmen ran downstairs yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, Mommy, there's a fart on top of Daddy!" "Don't be ridiculous," said her mother. "Good families like ours do not have farts. What would the neighbors say?" Nevertheless, she went upstairs to see what was going on. She opened the door and the fart jumped on her. She said, "Ah, ugh, ugh," and fell right on down. It was getting her too. Carmen ran to the phone and called the police. She said, "Help! Help! There's a fart on top of Mommy and Daddy!" "Don't be ridiculous," said the police. "Good Canadians do not have farts." Nevertheless, 3 police drove over to see what was going on. They knocked on the door. Blam, 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 blam. Carmen opened the door and said, "It's upstairs." When the police were halfway up the stairs, the fart started to jump on them. They pulled out their badges and yelled, "Stop!" There they are, trying to get up the stairs, and there's the fart. But everyone knows that farts don't listen to cops. It jumped on them. They went, "Ah! Ugh!" and fell right on down. Right on down the stairs. Carmen decided it was time to leave. She was going to run completely away. She ran through the living room, through the kitchen, into the backyard, and crashed into her mother's favorite rose bush. Ooh, that looks painful. She got an idea. She picked the biggest rose and gave it a smell. Carmen held the rose out in front and walked back through the kitchen and into the living room. There she goes with the rose. Home is where the fart is. Ah, 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 ah. She found the fart hiding behind the piano, eating a can of beans. Carmen walked up and stuck the rose in the fart's nose. "Smell this, fart!" There he is, eating beans. But he got the smell of a rose. And it said, "Oh, look, ah! What a terrible smell!" And it ran out the front door. Bye-bye, fart! Then the mother got up off the floor, the father got up off the floor, and the police got up off the floor. They all looked at Carmen and yelled, "That was a fart!" "Don't be ridiculous," said Carmen. "Good families like ours do not have farts." And she walked up the stairs and went to bed. But Carmen's mother stayed up very late that night working at her sewing machine. And it turned out that sometimes, what do you think? Yep, there it is. Good children do have farts after all. Right? Right. Actually, everybody farts if they're in good health. Wasn't that a great story? I loved it. But while we're on the topic of farts, one of my favorite topics, please don't think badly of me. When I was a little girl, we had fart poems. And that's what I'd like to teach you today. Okay? Now, like we saw in the story, farts like to eat beans. Okay? So, the title of these two poems is called Beans, Beans. Okay, the first one is a newer poem. It came into being in the 1960s when I was a little girl. So this is the one I learned. Are you ready? Beans, beans are good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart. The more you fart, the better you feel. So let's have beans at every meal. Are you ready? Okay. Beans, 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 beans are good for your heart, are good for your heart. All right? Beans, beans are good for your heart. Beans, beans are good for your heart. All right. The more you eat, the more you eat, the more you fart. The more you fart. Okay? The more you eat, the more you fart. The more you eat, the more you fart. From the top, ready? Beans, beans are good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart. Ready? Let's do it. Beans, beans are good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart. All right. Now, if you were younger than me, like my sister, that's all you knew. You didn't know the whole poem. But I'm your teacher, so you're going to learn the whole thing. Are you ready? Third line. The more you fart, the more you fart, the better you feel. The better you feel. Whole thing. The more you fart, the better you feel. The more you fart, the better you feel. Last line. So let's have beans. So let's have beans for every meal. For every meal. The whole thing, ready? All right. Beans, beans are good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart. The more you fart, the better you feel. So let's have beans for at every meal. Ready? Okay. I'll try it slowly. Let's go slowly. Ready? Beans, beans are good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart. The more you fart, the better you feel. So let's have beans for at every meal. Okay, last time, fast. All right? Beans, beans are good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart. The more you fart, the better you feel. So let's have beans for at every meal. Yay! Welcome to my childhood. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, boys and girls. See you next time, boys and girls. Bye-bye.